Why is rent so expensive? I remember like 9 years ago, we lived in like a 2-bedroom apartment for $500 or $550 a month. And now a 2-bedroom apartment would cost you way over $1,000. A 3-bedroom over $2,000. And not even that nice of an apartment. And it's like they say you got to make 2 times the rent to even be able to get the place. A lot of people don't make that. I know that a lot of people are having to have roommates or live with family just to survive. How can that even be legal? It's crazy, man. Just let people be able to live. People got children.
Rent is going to continue to go up. This is why I tell those of you that are listening that have the ability to lock in your principal and interest portion of your payment, that you don't want to find yourself in the race to the bottom. Because once you get there, it's very hard, if not impossible, to get back on the field and play. You need to maintain a certain level or aspire to a higher level of income and staying in the loop, if you will, so that you can live in the places that you want to live. If you dissect, and I can with my seasoned ears and being a landlord, what she's really saying is this: it's not fair that my income is not in a position to warrant me a place where I want to live, because there's still rents and apartments and what have you for the number that she mentioned 9 years ago. What has changed is the nicer places, the place that most people want to live, has increased over time. And so if you find yourself older millennial, Gen Xer, heck, we got some baby boomers I run across that you've been chilling, you've been hiding from work, and you don't want to do nothing extra. You want to, I'm not even going to say his name because I know he was a hard worker, but you looking for the least possible, then you're going to find yourself in these situations. And that's just the truth of the matter. But let's go a little further. What's wrong with a roommate? If you can't afford to live how you want to live. And for all of you guys out there that are about to get in the comment section that says, well, everybody can't make, man, go to work. You don't know what you can do because you're not working. I had a comment just the other day. It said, what about disabled people? Put down in the comment section what you consider characteristic wise or limitations for disability. The person went on to say that I have high blood pressure and asthma. They got world-class athletes competing with asthma. And so a lot of folks, this young lady included, it just blows her mind. It blows her mind that the costs have gone up. Well, everything has gone up. If you look at yourself and you're honest with yourself, you don't look the same that you used to look like 9 years ago, me included. And so this is why landlords require 3 times, sometimes 4 times the income, because the mindset of a lot of folks is someone else is supposed to take care of how I want to live. And that's not how it works. It ain't never going to work like that. It's a business. They're in it to make money. So you have to control as much as you can control, but that requires a level of participation that most folks don't want to participate in. And then the last thing is this: the children that I've been blessed with, thank God for my children, but that came with a price. So just because you have children, those are your children. Hear what I'm saying? Back to school is coming up. It used to burn, it used to chafe my hide when we had to give extra for school supplies. And hear me out, I'm Mr. Charity. But used to get to me is I used to see some of these folks that are always in the charity bucket. Ain't nothing wrong with these people. They know that you gonna bring in a lot extra so they don't have to buy for their children. Because if you really look at it, the people that really need all of this help never really get it, in my opinion. And this is from someone who has taken his family down to the homeless areas, down to the shelters to volunteer, to teach my children how blessed they are. And I've had run ins with folks that are coming in those places that have an entitlement spirit, just like this young lady. That's why I could sniff it out. And so a majority of people that are claiming, I need help, don't need it. You just don't want to work. And if I'm stepping on your toes, hey man, let me know in a mature manner where I'm off, because I can always be corrected. Humility is a part of the game over here. But don't come at me with, well, everybody can't. Why can't you? Why? What is inhibiting you from getting up, getting out, and getting something? This is just a real reaction that I get when I hear stuff like this. So, roommates, are you too good for a roommate? And if you have children, that is not a carte blanche, a free check for me to take for mine to give to yours. You know why? I work, man. Been working all my life. Get up, get out, get something. I'm not expecting anything from you. It's different if we need help. So, rent, ladies and gentlemen, is going to continue to go up. And rent in nice areas where people want to live is at a premium. It always has and it always will, because it's real estate. Real estate is about location, location, location. So, if you're an older millennial, if you know, like I know, if you're paying attention, you better lock it in, because rent's gonna be $4,000, and a lot of you guys are gonna be hooping and hollering and crying, and ain't nobody coming to save you. Just like this next lady.
I know this is really, really off topic, but I've never experienced so much classism since I've been starting to look for an apartment. I'm on the lower end of the income side when it comes to apartment hunting. Like, I'm looking for an apartment for my son and I, probably like $750 a month, and I'm trying to get a studio with that for my son who's 6 and I've come across so many applications where they're like, we need at least a 700 credit limit, and if the rent's 700, we want you to make at least 3,500 a month. Excuse me? You want 4 and 5 times the monthly income for a studio or a 1 bedroom?
Yeah, need the 700. And I need to validate that you have the income that you need, because I can already tell you, to me, are exuding an entitled spirit. Meaning, I'm supposed to supply a very plush, nice place for you and take care of all your needs. You see what I'm saying? There are places to rent for the dollar amounts that she's mentioning. She just don't want to live in them. I get it. The question is, are you entitled as an American? Because that's what a lot of you guys feel. I'm an American. Have you ever traveled outside of these United States? She used the word classism. I'm not saying that there aren't levels here, but far from it. From some of these other countries, that if you're born in a certain zip code or last name, that's it. It's a wrap. Last I checked, and you're talking to somebody that came from the bottom, if you're willing to put in the hard work, be righteous, keep your head down, don't consume everything that you have, listen to someone and implement. We're not in some of these classes societies. Although there's barriers here, I'm not naive, but far from it. A little different from the norm, not getting down on you. But it's time to get real, man. It's 2026. We got a lot of grown folks out here that have decided to sit on the sidelines, that are not disabled due to dis-ease that's as no result of their own. They're not elderly. And I ain't talking about some of you hot mamas and daddies out here that are old and hot running the street. I'm talking about elder that you look out for. They're not elderly, and they're not children that don't have parents. A lot of these kids got parents. They just hide. I digress. It's getting tight, and it's going to get tighter. This is why you have to control what you can control. And housing is going to be the highest expense that you have. And we all got to deal with this taxes and insurance. I don't want to hear that either. Nobody's gotten around that, because if you're renting, it's in the rent. Trust me, I know. If you want to get onto the housing ladder, buy a home, and you want to do so in the right way and manner, I have a contact link in the description or in the pinned comment, top pinned comment of this video. Love to have a conversation where I listen to you to hear what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And if there's a fit, then we can move forward. Control what you can control, man, because hiding time is over, in my humble opinion. Y'all be good to one another. Let grace abound and stay blessed. Indeed.